number 2.
No!
He grabs her head, and as the camera spins around him, he rips her mouth open all the way backwards. This is wow. So
What's good, BSO family? For y'all that don't know, I am Who is Blizzy.
And I am Miss Thing.
And welcome back to our channel.
Today we are reacting to Hatchet Kill Count. It's a channel called Dead Meat that does all the reactions. So.
Man, we've been watching them for a minute. Their videos is definitely interesting. It's definitely entertaining. It's funny. Like she said, they react to, or not even
not react, but
they do like an overview, a kill count of all the known horror movies or horror movies you might not even know about, but the whole video be entertaining. So I know y'all gonna enjoy it. Yeah,
so in general, they give you like a summary of the movie while also doing a kill count of the victims. Yep. So it's like 2 in 1. So I thought that we enjoyed this video, so why not share the enjoyment with y'all? So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today, at long last, this one's for you, Adam, we're looking at Hatchet from 2006. The odds were a fraught and confusing time for the genre, with waves of trends like Eastern film adaptations and torture porn. But one thing was sure, the slasher was dead. Its post-Scream wave broken against the shore of the millennium. That's why Adam Green made Hatchet. He wanted a throwback slasher like the ones he grew up watching in the 80s.
How's it a horror movie if it's PG-13? Like, if I'm not going to see some nudity and some gore, like, don't waste my time.
Thus, the movie's tagline proclaiming it's not a
But no, that is crazy. I think I've seen Hatchet 1, Hatchet 2. I don't know if there's a Hatchet 3, but I know one of them is actually called the name of the person, like the character who's Hatchet.
It's crazy because I ain't never seen these.
They're really good. I love classic 2000s horror movies.
So this is really new for me.
Remake or sequel, or based on a Japanese film. It's just old school American horror. Hatchet is as Friday the 13th as the first 4 Friday the 13th. It's got what horror franchises are made of, and appropriately it has 3 sequels of its own. Hatchet 2, Hatchet 3, and Hatchet... Oh, wait, no. The 4th one's called Victor
Okay,
Crowell.
that's all I was
also
talking
the
about.
name of Hatchet's Jason Voorhees, played by frequent J-Man himself, Kane Hodder. He ain't the only horror legend here either.
I thought that was a cool
rocking up like it were Wishmaster.
It's kind of fun to see all
him too. I never noticed he was in the movie.
No way.
And Freddy.
Hatchet loves being a horror movie. It's in its DNA. It's a capital S slasher, and if you don't like those, well, you'll probably find a lot of faults here. The characters are mostly nothing. The aesthetic is mostly
like a mutated
and the story
goldfish.
is mostly people running around in a swamp. That's it. It's cheap and dark, and even at 82 minutes, there's a lot of third act padding going on. But hey, the cast is good, and I can't emphasize this enough, the gore is incredible. These are some all-timer kills. I forgot about the tour. No, not the world tour.
Okay, yo, I'm gonna skip the ads.
Have I hyped these kills enough yet? I mean, the answer is no. I can't possibly hype them enough. So let's get to them. The movie begins with a father-son swamp trip. Gotta love gator hunting with your pops.
Not Freddy.
Unless your pop's an asshole like Samson here, played by Robert Englund. Best known, of course, as Professor Wexler in Urban Legend. Sorry, I'm just joking. He's best known as the art collector in Wishmaster. Oh, and also Fred. His son Ainsley is played by Joshua Leonard, doomed backpacker from the Blair Witch Project. Ainsley returns from a pee to find his dad's cameo already over. Only lasted 5 minutes. He arms himself with a fence post, looking like Tommy Jarvis.
That's why I was like, I never noticed that man in this video because it was so quick that I didn't even realize. Huh?
It's crazy, bro.
Jason lives, but not even the real TJ could survive Victor Crowley's attack that comes out of nowhere. He beats Ainsley against a tree and rips his freaking arm off. Holy shit, yeah! Love it! Then he punches into his back and rips out his heart. Take that, you stupid heart! How you feeling about this, Ains?
Bro, what you want? Like, what's up with that nigga, bro?
He said, I don't got no heart, you don't either.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a terrible
The opening
face.
credits are a frat-tastic party in New Orleans with beer and boobs galore, and at least one metallic gentleman. It's a stereotypical Mardi Gras for stereotypical characters Ben and Marcus. And they're awesome friends, like Charlie, Dwayne, and I don't know, big-ass beer guy. But these beers might be too big-ass for Ben. I'm sick of these sophomoric delights.
Haven't you seen enough boobs?
What? He's sad because his longtime girlfriend just broke up with him, and these boobs keep reminding him of hers. These scenes were shot on location in New Orleans, one of the last film shoots before Katrina hit. They couldn't believe they got to shut down Bourbon Street for their little horror film. Writer-director Adam Green cameos as one of the nameless bros.
What, you can sit in your room and cry about
Was he not the one drinking out the cup?
Yeah.
Producer Sarah Elbert plays a puking girl, and their Steadicam operator plays a guy who almost gets hit by a bus. Ben Split
bus.
hoping to find
Talk about. We not gonna skip past. The bus seen him walking, and as soon as they seen him, it sped up and told him to get out of the way.
Producer Sarah Elbert plays a puking girl, and their Steadicam operator plays a guy who almost gets hit by a bus. Ben splits, hoping to find something more cultural. Marcus is a good enough friend to join him, even if it means no more boobs. Ben wants to do a swamp boat ride, but their first choice, Reverend Zombie, says
He ain't everything.
I swear, he can act, bro.
I'm not allowed to.
Tony Todd puts in an even quicker cameo than the Fredster when he redirects them to another swamp boat captain down the road. And just like that, he's outie.
I have to go tend to the birds.
Thank you, sir. See you in the sequel. Their Plan B
He
boat
playing
ride
other
is at a
stuff.
place
I just
filled
can't
with
think
bees.
of what it is.
Bees. There's an amateur porn producer there shooting two chicks with a camcorder. Great. Now Ben and Marcus both get what they wanted. God bless America. The swamp boat ride comes courtesy of this guy.
Do you do a haunted swamp tour?
Well, I do the only haunted swamp tour.
Oh yeah. This is gonna be a real great time. The Boys and the Girls Gone Wild production join an older couple and a sulky chick. Ben sits next to Sulky and swiftly strikes out.
Some buddies of mine back home went on this tour.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't come on this tour because I was hoping that just maybe I'd get to meet you.
I mean,
Yes,
hey,
fuck.
he's got a point.
Damn,
Ben's
okay,
sad
shit.
boy character type is usually grating to me, but Joel David Moore actually makes him kind of likable. Moore's known for the freaking Avatar
Oh,
movies,
shit.
and of course, Grandma's Boy.
Please sit on my feet.
Pretty sad that he has just as much game here. Similarly, Marcus's audience surrogate character has a lot of charm thanks to Dion Richmond, who didn't even have to audition for the role. Either Green was a huge Cosby Show fan, or he loved him in Spring.
Oh, you motherfucker!
I don't love the casual improv-like dialogue between these two, but they do come off as real friends, and it's occasionally really funny.
You spot me?
Oh, you don't have any cash?
No, I'm just not paying for this bullshit.
One thing that keeps Hatchet from being the boring kind of slasher is its humor, which works thanks to the cast. Portrayed with sleazy perfection by Joel Murray, Bill's brother. His subjects have fun bickering back and forth, since one of them's an over-serious trained actor, and the other is, pretty dumb.
You're smitten.
Misty is played
Don't look at me, nigga.
Good
by
kid.
another Sadie's McNabb from Buffy and Angel. And you can't go wrong with Richard Reilly, last seen on the Kill Count and Halloween 2.
Well, damn.
Lots on his version. He provides a great
He's
don't-you-know
cooked.
folksy presence here as
Promising
tourist Jim
stuff.
Permatio.
Nice camera. Making a movie?
What kind of movie is it?
Well, have you ever heard of Bayou Beavers?
Sure.
Oh,
Oh, originally the Permatios were racist, but it made them too unlikable, and test audiences didn't find it funny. They cut all that stuff out in the edit. Almost all of it. You can still catch Sharon giving Marcus a dirty look when he gets on the bus. They take off for their swamp tour through the city
That's
of
the
New
bus?
Orleans. Music.
Oh,
sounds
shit.
like Friggin' this. That's gotta be an homage to the banjo introduction of Bacon and Pals in the original Friday.
Bacon and pie.
Oh, and hey, that looks a lot like a shot out of the intro of Nightmare
No, I
2.
do.
This is fun. Tour guide Sean, who's not very good at his job, gets them to the swamp and ushers them quickly onto his boat.
Little ass bus.
At least according to Jack Cracker, your average resident swamp drunk harbinger.
Y'all gonna die.
He's played by the late John
Well, damn,
Murray,
okay.
who did makeup
I
effects
should
for this
listen.
movie, and many others we've had on this show, including a serious list of heavy hitters, and also demonic toys.
You like
His
shit.
brother was involved with Hatchet way back when they were still trying to raise financing. He helped Green put together a teaser trailer that got people's attention, and put him in contact with Kane Hodder and Tony Todd. Todd agreed to a cameo role, knowing his character would have a bigger part in the sequel. The teaser
Oh,
earned
shit,
two
oh,
other
shit.
fans who helped get the movie made through their promotion. First, a Fangoria writer known as Rotten Ryan Turek. Wow, he's such a baby here. Turek would go on to be a horror heavyweight, becoming a producer and VP of development at Blumhouse, and host of various podcasts.
Hey,
Seriously,
Blumhouse, they be
everywhere.
producing
The other
some
advocate
good
was
movies.
Brad Miska at Bloody Disgusting, who later brought the VHS franchise to life. The Swamp Boat ride begins. Not that you can fucking see any part of it. What the hell is this? Hatchet versus Predator Requiem? Your tour sucks, Sean.
Fine, would you just let me do my job? Save on or sing a tummy, go.
See, sing gong, bing gong, sing gong.
Stop.
Brief Crowley sighting. The tour's a bust. Nothing on it is good.
you're woo? It's so not in the moment. Yeah, well, your nipples are dumb.
Not even the boobs. The boat hits a tree, gets stuck on some rocks, and the sky opens up like this were Return of the Living Dead. Before you know it, we're getting Titanic up in this bitch. The shitty bilge rats, and the water gets to map table, so Jim Permetio tries to lead an escape. He slips and gets his leg knocked down by a
shit.
gator. Aw, man, now how's he gonna jump to conclusions? Surly girly Mary Beth saves the day by shooting that gator. Then everyone shuffles off the sinking ship.
Where'd she get the
Before you know
gun?
it, it's done. We go further in.
She one of them YNs. She one of them young young niggas.
Crash out.
She had a switch on the
But to look at Jim's leg. Diagnosis? It's not good. Jim admits this was only his second swamp tour, and that he's not even a local.
I just moved down here from Detroit.
Okay, but actually Detroit or like Farmington? So I already don't trust you, dude. We learned that Mary Beth, his final girl, ended up because her dad and brother were the guys who got killed in the
Oh,
beginning.
man.
These are his woods.
Whose woods?
Victor Crowley.
Why
She
she
gives
still
us
there?
Crowley lore, complete with flashbacks. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Victor Crowley was born despicable.
Time
So
out.
the
Yo, that's crazy. I might be tripping, but they said Victor Crowley, right? You know how in Stranger Things, Robert Englund made a cameo as Victor Creel? Don't that shit sound similar, bruh? Am I reaching? I might be
kids would
reaching.
always tease him. That's why his dad kept him safe in their cabin, where he could take care of him in peace. But one Halloween night, Victor fell victim to a tragic prank. Teens with firecrackers caused a fire that trapped
That's
poor
so
Victor
sad.
inside.
That
His
is
dad
sad.
got back.
Like, I
From
mean-
where, dude? Trick-or-treating? And did his best to break his son free. He tried using the titular tool to help, but the hatchet wound up
Yeah.
hacking into Victor.
I think it was an
Ooh.
accident, but he hit him in the face with that hatchet. And poor Victor Crowley died.
And yeah,
Yeah.
counting VC.
But y'all, okay, so you see how he's like this in this movie? I think in number 2, in Hatchet 2, I think they explain like the backstory, like how he was born. And I believe like the dad was, so the wife, the mom, was dying. I think she got sick. And while she was dying, he was having an affair, I think, with the nurse, a black nurse. And she like kind of woke up in the middle of them, like in front of her about to kiss or whatever. And she like cursed them. And I think the black lady was pregnant. That's her baby, the black lady. And she cursed him and her and then died. And
Oh,
then during
damn.
childbirth, the black lady died and he was with the kid, stuck with the kid. Not stuck with the kid, but you know, like, and then his disability. Y'all.
It's a bunch.
Hopefully Dad reacts to that one so we can, hopefully Dad does the kill count so we can react to that one for y'all too.
Yeah.
Even though he's running around killing people in present day. You know how it is with these Jason types. Adam Green first came up with the idea for Victor Crowley as a kid at summer camp. The counselors told an urban legend about a guy named Hatchet Face, but couldn't provide a backstory, so the 8-year-old Green came up with one himself.
All the kids started crying.
Like SpongeBob.
Oh no, he looked like Darwin Wimpy Kid.
10 years after Victor's accidental death, his dad Thomas died of a broken heart. And maybe like dysentery. I mean, he lived in a swamp. Vic's dad was played by Kane Hodder, the most famous Jason, even though he didn't start until the 7th one. It's great to see him play a sympathetic and loving father, however briefly. Hodder was excited about it too.
I had been trying to do more characters outside the makeup as well.
Hodder was also the movie's stunt coordinator and plays Victor Crowley
That's
most
cool.
of the time. His assistant stunt coordinator does the
cool.
costume
That is
scene where he's
cool.
killed. Kinda had to. Kane was busy playing his dad. Young Victor Crowley was played by actress and producer Riley
That's
Vanderbilt.
cool.
And she's walking around the shop with this elephant man deformed face and then this like little tank top and shorts and the whole time I'm like, and it was really confusing.
So confusing, in fact, that Green and Vanderbilt wound up dating and getting married for a few years.
Damn.
Ever since his father's death,
Wait, the
Mary
dude that
Beth
plays
says
Jason?
Victor
Or
Crowley
him?
wants
The
to swap
producer
and
and
kill
her?
Producer.
But now that he's killed her
Wow.
people, she's here to kill him.
Who wants that perfect love story?
Even though he's already dead. How does that work? Never mind. There's this ghostly cabin. Ooh. Sharon doesn't buy this malarkey and wants to get help for her ham sandwich of a husband. They start limping their way towards the cabin. Hope they find someone who can help.
Oh shit.
Hell no.
Not good. Vic the prick charges at him and starts hacking his way through Jim's shoulder. Oh my god.
Bro, that's not
He's
funny.
getting torn asunder. Holy shit.
This man laughs at the most crazy
Sharon's days of her lives are over too.
No.
Grabs her head, and as the camera spins around him, he rips her mouth open for a pure God. This is wow. Sir, you are an artist. War is a priority for Green. He said absolutely no CG was used. He wanted to come
Yo,
up
bro,
with kills
there's
people hadn't
no
seen.
way.
And the cast seemed to get a kick out of their over-the-top deaths.
Now is the winter of our discontent.
For Sharon's so-called pop-top, or Pez dispenser kill, Green wanted to avoid cutting away. So as the camera spins around Crowley's back, an invisible cut goes from a shot with actress Patricia Darbo to one with a dummy. The fake head is then opened up to beautiful effect. Kane Hodder did
That's
have
cool,
to
though.
stick his fingers in Darbo's mouth for the first shot, but it seems like she was a trooper for the whole thing. Vic tries to get more Vics, but Mary Beth shoots and subdues him, at least momentarily. He is a ghost after all. Seriously though, how does that work?
My mama always said that sometimes if a person dies all traumatic like then their spirit can get kind of just stuck in the night they died.
Oh. Okay. We are now in the running in the woods segment of the film, though, which is not good news for Doug Shapiro, who's running by himself.
Why is
Sure
he
enough,
by himself?
runs right into Victor.
Oh,
Kills him
damn.
by slowly twisting his head all the way around. It spurts blood on trees and shots I'm assuming they filmed with Ainsley Sylvia
Jeez.
Hartchett. And then his head goes off. The others eventually find his stuff and discover Doug Shapiro wasn't his real name. Wow, who knew Freddie Rumsen had so much in common with Don? Shapiro wasn't a movie producer either. He was a tech company marketer, filming boobies for himself.
I can't believe I've fallen for that shit 3 times now.
Well, why don't you yell at his dead
3
body?
times is
Here
crazy.
it is.
He's still alive.
She ain't a blonde for no
Are you
reason.
sure? 'Cause
That was the
listen,
blonde,
I'm
right?
actually kind of a professional when it comes to
Not him. Crowley.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Mary Beth and Ben check out Vic's cabin in the woods, which doesn't have a mama head, but does have the bodies of Mary Beth's dad and brother. She's real sad about it. Actually, great acting here from Amara Zaragoza, who went by Tamara Feldman at the time.
Fine
Good
shit.
casting.
She just had this aura about her where she's so
Nice.
beautiful, but you're afraid she might kick the shit out of you.
The others are kind of just
Shit, she can
standing
come
around.
kick me.
Victor jumps out and sticks a belt sander straight in Jenna's mouth. No. When his sand job's interrupted, he turns his attention towards Sean and swipes his leg off with a shovel.
Damn!
Don't worry, dude. I'm sure Mary Beth can save
Dang.
as long as she's got proper
Oh,
firearm technique. Well, nice knowing you, Sean. Victor kills the tour guide with a beheading via shovel.
Oh.
Honestly, you know, for like a horror movie, not for like me in real life or anything. Victor gets back to Jenna, whose mouth ain't mouthin' anymore, and finishes her off by impaling her upon the upright shovel handle. See, another way to use this.
More?
I didn't even think of that. Not that I need to. Right.
never
Production
gave-
designer Brian McBride built a gas-powered belt sander for Jenna's kill. Looks like it sprays blood out the side for the effect. Then Beekler made a mangled face prosthetic that hid her real chin with dangling viscera. Blood
Oh,
was
shit.
the name of the
That's
game.
cool.
That is
Everyone
cool.
on set jumped on the bloody bandwagon.
Not just the makeup people, it's like anybody would come up, one of the grips. Yeah, give me my blood on your shoulder, bro. You're like, thank you, man. I'm cool. Yeah, thanks.
There was so much blood splattering everywhere, they had to wrap the cameras in plastic. The survivors tried to collect their bearings, but Crowley ain't gonna let up on the pressure. Okay, just pitchfork him, I guess. Sure. That gives them a
Bro,
chance
you
to
supposed
get away
to-
again, but they realize they're gonna
Right.
need to stop him for good, or else he'll keep on coming back. Ben makes a plan to light Vic on fire with gas tanks he saw in the cabin. Great plan, except for the part where they all randomly split up. You know that spells death for Miss Misty, who gets left alone and promptly abducted when Mary Beth and Marcus aren't looking. Her head is tossed against Ben as he gathers up the gas, and shortly after, her torso is tossed as well. BC attacks Ben.
Damn.
With Mary Beth's help, they manage to douse him in gasoline. Then they light him up like a Christmas tree with faulty wired lights.
And that's how you died the
Okay,
first
always
time,
doing
man.
fire stunts.
Yeah.
I ain't complaining though. I never get sick of them, and I always like seeing them get extinguished on set. The fire finally quells Crowley for all of 2 seconds, and then it starts raining again, which puts him out.
You're gonna be fucking kidding me.
The 3 remaining survivors run away until they find themselves in a cemetery. Thank God, a different setting than that fake-ass looking swamp. The majority of Hatchet was shot at Sable Ranch in Santa Clarita, California.
You
Which
like
makes
shit.
production designer McBride had to make a desert look like a swamp. He also built the Crowley shack from the ground up, then had to rebuild
That is
it
so
after
cool,
a fire
though, like,
muzzle said
there's
it was
a
too
lot
close
that
to
goes
some
into
trees.
it.
The swamp may not look the best, but to be fair, production didn't have a lot of money or time to work with. An already short shooting schedule was further condensed thanks to unexpected rain and a network TV show stealing their location by parking a helicopter there.
This is a suicidal schedule, and we are doing it.
The desert night shoots weren't easy, but Green kept spirits high with his energy.
Yeah, I love you. Wow.
I always love to see a director hype their crew.
This movie's 100 times better than it ever could have been because of this crew.
Victor finds them in the cemetery and chases them once again, at one point tackling and puking into Ben's mouth? What the
Nasty
chances?
work.
Mary Beth puts in good final girl in here. She's kicking the crap out of this killer and saving these dudes. But that can only last so long. Eventually, Marcus is grabbed and bear hugged by Crowley, who then rips both his arms off. I love the way John Richmond falls. To finish him off,
It's
Yo,
always-
this nigga got no chill.
killer Claudio
It's always the
Castagnoli.
black guy.
Gene Hodder's an intense guy and took playing Victor Crowley seriously. His monster makeup was done by John Carl Beekler, who had previously directed Hodder as Jason in Friday 7. The rest of the cast wasn't allowed to see the makeup before their scenes together. So as stunt coordinator, Hodder worked under a giant coat and visor. Before filming scenes, he would get the other actors scared by screaming bloody murder from afar. It was highly effective. He'd stay in character after Green called cut, too, and continue to chase the actors around the set.
I would run straight to the producer's tent because I knew he wouldn't go in there. I'd go get behind the monitors.
Green also contributed to this atmosphere, keeping the cast scared through continual pranks.
That's
So there was
hilarious.
never a safe moment. You never knew when.
But that's what make the movie
somebody was
good,
going to
though.
scare you.
I still think they're not totally comfortable around me, but that's good.
Victor grabs a spear from the gate and hurls it right into Ben's foot, pinning him to the ground. Instead of leaving him, Mary Beth helps Ben push the pole forward, ripping open his foot, but also impaling Crowley through the net when he runs into it. Very final chapter-esque finish for the big guy, with a nice little blood spray as punctuation. But of course, I ain't counting Crowley again, because we all know that guy ain't really dead. We'll confirm it in a minute, right after Mary Beth gets her Alice moment. She has a boat, she has serene music,
He's
she
hideous,
has
I'm
supposed
sorry.
safety as it drifts away from shore. But wait for it, wait for it. Yep, there it is.
How?
Beth's pulled underwater like that naked chick in Friday 7. She gets stuck on some plant life, but thankfully sees Ben's hand reaching down to help her. She grabs it, only to discover that Ben's severed arm is being held by Victor Crowley. Ben is bleeding out in the boat, and the movie ends with VC screaming into Mary Beth's face. How many bodies were fished out of the water in Friday the 13th Swamp Edition? Let's find out and get to the numbers. What?
I mean, I guess.
Little firefly friends. Oh my god. Wait, we're going somewhere? Where are you guys taking me?
Go into the numbers. Go into the numbers. Taking you all the way.
I counted 11 kills in Hatchet, and most of them were real gory. The victims consist
Yo, why-
of 8 men and 3 women, a more than 2-to-1 ratio.
That's
reduced.
insane.
This count and breakdown's been seen twice before on this show, and Freaky and Social Media Masochist too. With a runtime of 84 minutes, Hatchet had a kill on
Freaky
average
was a good
of
movie, too.
7.64 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Sharon Permatia. Plenty of awesome
Yeah,
kills.
that was a
Yeah, that's
great
insane.
That
kill.
rip is a
That's
masterpiece of
crazy.
sundered skin.
That's
and the tongue
insane.
sticking out vertically at the end is a nice touch. Don't shed his legs like Samson at the beginning. But hey, Robert E.
Yeah, we
spent
didn't
enough time
see.
in the makeup chair. I'm glad he didn't have to get like a life cast or anything. And that's it. Hatchet came out in
Okay, so basically what he just did was at the end he tallies all the kills, and then he'll do like the golden kill, and then the dole kill. The golden kill is like the best kill of the movie, like the one that's like the most
Stood out
extreme,
the
crazy, and then the dole one is like whatever, like.
Yeah.
2006 and made most of its money through DVD sales. That was a thing that happened back then. Maybe one day I'll cover the sequels, but until then, I'm James A. Janice.
This is in the kill count.
Next kill.
Alright, y'all, that's the end of this reaction video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's BSO Gang, and we out.
Bye.